If you've been doing the same thing for a really long time, you gotta get out of there. You gotta switch it up into something else. Hi, hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Alexi. If this is your first time, welcome. On my channel, I like to teach how I live a happier and healthier lifestyle through health and fitness and all of that fun stuff. Today I want to take you through my current workout routine. Well, just one of the days. I'm just going to show you what one of the random days looks like. It's about to change in a week or so anyway, so I'll explain all of that to you when I get into it. But I'm going to show you what my current workout kind of looks like. Daniel and I are doing the same program. We're doing a program called MAPS Strong. If you've never heard of Mind Pump, you're missing out. I will put their link in the box down below so you can just click on it and go directly to their page. They are the greatest fitness podcast. If you are new to fitness, if you are not new to fitness, I don't care, watch the podcast because they're awesome. Daniel and I have done a few of their programs. I've purchased a few of their programs, mostly just as a way to try something new and not be programming for myself, as a way or an opportunity to also learn. So learn from other experienced personal trainers in the industry and just their programming, why they program in those ways and all that kind of stuff. That's mostly why I'm doing this programming. We're doing MAPS Strong right now. So basically the program is a 12-week long program and there's 3 different phases. So right now the phase that we're in is just phase 1. We've just started and this workout is week 3. We're doing all of the same moves for the first 4 weeks. Then everything changes, the rep range change. Then we do that for 4 weeks and then again everything changes, the rep ranges change, all that kind of stuff for the last phase. So this is the first phase. The first phase we're working in is 15 to 20 reps. Yes, I said 15 to 20 reps. I love it. I just love high reps. 20 is a lot. 15 is like my sweet spot. We just came out of really low reps. So it feels really good to be in a high rep range and doing something that's completely opposite. So of course, when you go in higher reps, you have to really leave the ego at the door because you're going to have to significantly cut the weight that you're doing on your movements. Your girl is still strong, but I'm just like strong in a high rep range, you know? So I'm gonna start the workout, of course, with a warm-up. This is a really sped up version of my warm-up. If you want to see the full warm-up, you didn't see last week's video, I'll put it in the card above because I went a little bit more in depth as to what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, what I'm focusing on, all of that. But we're just gonna speed through that because we're here for the workout today. Warming up, warming up, warming up. A few new movements in MAPS Strong, which I really like, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because I want to do new things, things that challenge me, and a front squat is one of them. I could go heavier on my front squat if I chose to sacrifice my upper body mobility. I could use straps and go heavier, but I really want to prioritize being able to get the mobility down because my upper body mobility, my overhead mobility, it's all things I've been working very hard on. I'm not going to let my ego get in the way because it's very easy for me to grab my straps to help get me in a better position so I can go heavier, but I really want to work on my upper body mobility. My wrists also, I realize, are a real big limiting factor. I did not warm my wrists up as well this week as I did I think last week it was, because my front rack position felt way better last week. So I'm also trying to learn what I need to do to prep and prime myself before I go into the movement so that getting into that position is easier for me, because that is the hardest part. I fatigue in the sense of being able to hold that position. Also, the thing with the front squat that's very challenging for me is anytime I've done a back squat, I always was very hip dominant. I've had to really shift my mindset, and I've kind of shifted my form just in my squat in general to not be as hip dominant, because I've been working on my range of motion and trying to get those knees forward and working on the quads. And you know, I'm not gonna go off on a tangent here, but that's another thing about the front squat is it just challenges me to be a little bit more knee dominant. It challenges my core a lot more. So it's something I'm really excited to work on getting better at, but it's a work in progress. Next, I went to some hip thrusts, and let me tell you, nothing against hip thrusts, but they just have not been something that I have consistently programmed personally in my individual training and programming. They're just always kind of something that I just like did. But so now that I would say for the past year, more consistently programmed glute bridges in my training in some way, shape, form, aspect, or something, and I've just done them a lot more, my glutes are looking a little bit different, so that's good. There's also been a few other things I've been doing, but this has definitely been I think, one of the key players in my glute development over this last year. 15 to 20 reps is really fun. I get such a great booty pump, let me tell you that. I have missed the pump. That's my favorite thing about training in high reps. That's why I like training in high reps, because I love the pump, I love feeling the burn, I love feeling like my muscle is gonna explode, and I really like the mental aspect of it, because I think training in a high rep range, the most challenging part of it is mentally, because you're like, how the hell am I gonna get to 20 reps? You're at 10 and you're like, I'm only halfway. There have been times where I've just had to like check out and I kind of just like go somewhere else for a second, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get there. I just gotta keep grinding. So that's kind of what happened in this last set here. I barely made it to my 15. Part of doing their programming as well is we've made a lot of our own changes just to make it more individualized to us. This is more of a workout that's specific and individualized to me. It's my workout. So you can try it. I think it's great to try it, but don't think that this is the end all be all and this is what you have to do, because this is only my workout on Fridays for 4 weeks. And then it all changes. Things are always changing. If you have been doing the same thing for a very long time, it's time to switch it up. We don't want to be switching it up every single time you walk into the gym. We need some kind of consistency and plan and routine so that you can track things and you can focus on progressively overloading and progressing in that sense, but you don't want to do the same thing for forever, because you will hit a wall, you will plateau. So that's when you kind of need to switch things up again, but then you're consistent again, you're consistent again, you're consistent again, and then you switch things up again, and then you're consistent again, and consistent again, and consistent again, and then you switch things up again. Alrighty, next we got a Z press. When I learned about this move, I was like, where has this move been my entire training life? The most challenging part of the Z press is maintaining the position and keeping your shoulders back and your torso nice and upright, because as soon as you get in this position, most people want to fold. It's just very hard. You can't see in the video, but my legs are like this on either side of my body, like straight, like if I was doing a hamstring stretch. Just being in this position is very challenging. This is a movement that I would not recommend trying with a barbell to start. I would definitely say try this with some dumbbells to start. If you're a new lifter, beginner, if you've never worked with a barbell before, if you're experienced, hell yeah, try it. Load that barbell up as appropriate. Again, the most challenging part is maintaining the posture. My core has to work really hard just to keep myself upright. I notice the mobility issues in my upper body hugely here, so when I am tight, I can tell right away. Just in that top position, trying to keep my arms here, I'm like, oh my god, my elbows want to break. So sometimes you'll see too, you won't be able to keep the arms straight, so that would be the form breaking. It's just a very challenging move, and then you take all of the lower body and the legs out of it, so it's just solely your shoulders doing the work. It's very challenging. I'm only showing you one set, but I was really doing 3 sets. Up next, we got some incline dumbbell presses. That's really fun after a Z press. Whew, my shoulders. But here we got dumbbell incline press. Again, this is like one of those things where my range of motion is very low. I'm going as low as I possibly can with those dumbbells, but again, that's only appropriate if you can do that with correct form. So again, when you're watching like videos of me, don't take everything as an end all be all. Also, people's bodies and statues are different, so sometimes form might look different based off of bodies. There are certain things that are right and wrong in movements. Bottom line is, if you're learning a movement for the first time, spend the beginning learning the movement. It should be a load that is fairly light, that you feel like you can get very familiar with, and then you can start to push the load appropriately. Take videos of yourself as well, because if you're watching a video of something that you know clearly is correct form, and then you watch a video of yourself, you can very easily compare those videos together. It does get very confusing sometimes because there are 1,000 people saying 1,000 different things out there on the internet. Take from everyone, kind of be like a sponge, and use your best judgment. Ultimately, you want to feel this in your chest. Your shoulders, you'll probably feel it in, and your triceps. So as long as you're feeling it in those places, you're probably doing an okay job. If you're feeling it in other places, we should probably check your form. If you don't know where you feel it, work on that. Mind and muscle connection. Next, we got some dumbbell rows, one of my favorites. I actually did these a little bit differently this day. I did 10 reps out to the side of my hip, so you can see the dumbbells on the outside of my leg, rowing back towards my hip a little bit more just to target the lat. And then I brought the dumbbell in towards the inside of my body, like in front of my leg, and I rotated my palm. Instead of being like here, I'm more here. Just hit that mid back, you know? I'm just trying to switch it up a little bit. I just was feeling like doing this that day, and I just felt like lighting my whole back up on fire. Here's me doing that on the right side. You can see I'm kind of rowing out towards the hip and then bringing the dumbbell in towards the front of my leg. So I just broke the reps up half and half. And then on the last set, I think I did 8 and 8. And then almost to finish her off, but this has been something I've been kind of testing myself with, is how many chin-ups can I do at the end of this workout? I only got 5 in this last clip. I did 3 sets. I did 7, 5, and 5. Yeah, I was struggling. And then sometimes I just kind of like hang there for a little bit because it just feels good to hang there. And then to finish it off for real, we did some bis and tris. So here's me doing some basic bicep curls. The pointers I'm gonna give you here is just imagine that your arm is glued to your side and you should only be bending at the elbow joint. You should not be also bending at the shoulder. No swinging here. We're trying to work only the bicep. We're not trying to use no momentum on those bicep curls. On this day, I did them both at the same time, just to make it more challenging. And then when I needed to, then I kind of let the side rest and I went to an alternating. So again, like find what works for you. This is just kind of how I chose to do my bicep curls that day. I'm not strict with like my biceps and my triceps. I just try and hit them. Same thing here with the dumbbell tricep overhead extension that I did. I was just like, I'm here. I'm gonna superset the two together. I'm gonna sit here and do a dumbbell overhead extension. Sometimes I do a skull crusher with a bar or with the TRX or like a rope push down. I don't know, I just switch it up. I just hit bis and tris. Hitting those triceps and getting that extension. This is pretty much it. This is my workout currently in Mab Strong. We're about to switch into a new phase. I think we've got 8 to 10 reps. So we're going back down on the reps a little bit. It'll be nice. Haven't trained 8 to 10 in like a very long time when I start to think about it. I'm really excited to be working in a new rep range that I haven't worked in a while. Again, be consistent, but then switch it up and we just kind of cycle through all the rep ranges. And that's how we keep it consistent, but always keep it changing at the same time. If you want to see more just like in-depth workout type videos, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this one. Well, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye.
You stole my heart of gold.